He didn't play last week at Bognor, he couldn't make Bognor, and the lad's done really well down there. So I kept more or less the same side, or I kept the pairing up front with Rocky and Danny Mack. And he wasn't too happy, but I just said to him, you know, he's got a part to play. He'll get on, he'll get his chance, depending how the game goes. Depends how long he'll get on the park. But he had an important part to play, and I felt also, with him being on the bench, Boreham would think, Dwayne Clark's on the bench. And when he came on, it was at the right time. You know, we had the wind behind us. You know, we were just getting a little bit back on our heels. We conceded a penalty which was very debatable, and you know, I felt, right, well, they haven't scored, it's still level pegging, now's the time for Dwayne Clark to go and inject what he has, and you know, he did. And I was also pleased for the youngsters, his first game in the first team. He come on as sub, Charles Ball, and he come on and set up the second goal for Dwayne Clark. So all in all, the lads are very happy and very good for confidence. We've got two important games with sides that are around us, which are this Saturday at home, Waltham Abbey, and the following Saturday, Margate away. So again, important matches for us in the short forthcoming period.
So you mentioned a penalty at 0-0. Was that the turning point?
Yeah, I felt it was, but I felt there were several turning points. I mean, if you look at the first half, they had probably 2 or 3 good opportunities to score, and we had 4 or 5 good opportunities to score. So those missed chances were all turning points. The referee played, you know, for my liking, too much. It was too important in this game, or he was just giving decisions and too involved in too many things, you know, trying to be diplomatic. But that aside, my players still kept their discipline and still kept their eye on the job they had to do in hand. And you know, I felt it affected Boreham Wood players more than ours. You know, some of the decisions the referee made. I think they let it get to them, and whereas my lads, although they were in disagreement, they got back on and focused and did what they had to do. So, you know, I was very pleased about that.
Well, you've already mentioned super sub Clark. Took both goals very well.
Yeah.
Was he the difference?
Well, we came on and made a difference, most definitely, but I thought, you know, like I said, we created a lot of chances in the first 45 minutes. Yeah, I think he did the same when we played an earlier FA Trophy game, so he came on and turned the game. And he did today, because the game just needed someone who just knew where their goal was and just was capable of finishing, and he did it with Blom on 2 occasions. I mean, Rocky had several chances himself that he could have done the same thing, and I think Clark, because he's a little bit knows without a place for not being in the starting 11, because he's one of my, you know, regular starters. But I just felt midweek we've been having a lot of problems with people getting here on time, and it was the same again tonight, but they all made a more concerted effort to get here on time. I understand people got jobs away from here, but you know, we just got to make an effort and be a bit more committed, and that commitment showed in the preparation, which showed in the game.
And finally, Boreham Wood are a very good side, but this performance, does it show that Harrow are a very good side?
Well, no, I've always known we're a very good side, but we're not a very consistent side, and that's the difference. So, you know, if we can get that consistency into our game, then I'll let other people say that Harrow are a good side. I know we're a good side, and we're just as good as the other sides in the league, you know, so it's just a matter of us being more consistent. If we can do that next Saturday against Waltham Abbey, and then the following Saturday against Margate, and then we move on to look for, you know, another sort of target. I set the target for 5 matches to get 10 points, and what we're on, we play 3 matches now, and we're on 7. So, you know, we've had 2 wins and a draw. So we're on course, and if we actually can do it on Saturday against Waltham Abbey, get the 10 points, you know, that'd be a good achievement for the players on the back of, I think, a very indifferent last month or 2, you know.